Howdy y'all, thank you for joining us today for this unboxing of Spirit Island, the Jagged Earth. This is an expansion for the original Spirit Island, of course. This is the second expansion, but it's the biggest of the two expansions. So I'm actually interested in this one. I have yet to try the other expansion, but got them both in. Figured let's see what's inside. But as you can see here, it is a game for 1 to 6 players. Takes about 90 to 180 minutes to play, and for ages 14 plus. And as you can see here, kind of doesn't really give you a list, or it gives you a list, of course. It doesn't really give you a view of everything that's in there, but it does kind of show you what's kind of going on and what this expansion is more about. And then gives you what pretty much everything in this box, which is a lot, as you can see. There's a lot of things in this box, which has me excited to see how it affects the game, since this is one of my top games, while it is one of the harder ones to play. But let's go ahead and take a look at what's inside. I do enjoy this game a lot. I was starting to see some redundancy. Then I got these expansions so I could see what that's all about, and then maybe get some videos recorded of playing them. Alright, so right off the bat, we got, oh my goodness, I swear this is probably, either the paper is really good, no, this feels thicker than the base rulebook. Ugh, maybe it's got the base stuff in it, but right off the bat, we have table of contents here. Always worries me when I see a table of contents for a rulebook. For someone like me that's not real big on wanting to read a rulebook. Using this expansion, it's got the components. I mean, it's beautiful, and if it's anything like the base rulebook, it's pretty well laid out. But here we go. We got the island boards, new game items. Yeah, so these 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 pages of new rules, basically. So you see 8 pages of new rules is one section. And then new concepts is the next segment. So basically they're going to change up a few things. Oh, more player options. Okay, I think this will be interesting, playing with alternate layouts. I never really thought about that, because actually one of the issues I was having with the game was it just felt like build in the middle, work your way out. These will make you have to kind of figure something else out, I'm assuming. Especially when I play with this one. This one sounds interesting. But anyway, sorry. Sidetrack. More play options. Alright, so that's what this is basically going to do. It feels like this expansion and this rule book is just going to basically... And new adversaries. And then, okay, so most of this book is an appendix. Just getting into better descriptions and stuff. Yep, appendix. And then a glossary. So, not too bad. Not too bad. I can calm down a little bit now and not be as scared. But yeah, so it does seem like this is going to add a lot and a lot of variability and stuff. But as you can see, more player boards. I always wanted to play on this side. I need to start playing on this side. It is a much more beautiful side, but I see why they say it's just harder to see stuff on here. Whereas this, you can just see the colors right away, the different types of lands. Yep. So, more player boards. Some more cardboard. If you look at one of my previous videos, which I'll link to this, I think a lot of this stuff was in the premium box that I opened up, which made the components where they were not. Basically replaced all this cardboard, which if you know me, you know I try to replace the cardboard, whether it be with my 3D printer. Yeah, see, like I know these were all replaced, or with finding stuff online to replace stuff. I mean, I understand with certain things you can't replace, like these things, because you need to have information, but I still, yeah. So check out that video. I'm sure it'll be cool. Oh, so there's more trays in here. Nice. We got some more huts. And I guess the 2 new player colors, green and orange. And there's their wooden chits. We got some more of the invaders, I guess you can call them. I'm always worried I'm going to break these things. They're so slim. Let's see if I can get it to zoom in. As you can see, they're real slim, but Alright, so we got those. We got some more of the little houses, or they're not houses, the towns and the cities. Get one of each of those out of this baggies. You got the towns and the cities. Cool. Oh, yeah, I'll get that out here in a second. And then we got more of the blight markers. I think that's what they were called. It has been a bit since I played the game. And there are things that I just call different things, but pretty sure those were blight markers. If not, I'll probably remember after I get done filming here. We'll remove these little plastic trays. Alright. What we got down here? Alright, we got a bag of baggies. We got some cards, which we will flip through quickly at the end. These cards are, I think, new, but they may have been in the other one. But it just looks like they're basically ways of playing. Feels like a ton of different player boards. So cool with that. We'll look at each of those in more detail. We have the scenarios and the things. We'll take a look at those in greater detail and up close. Well, I say detail, but always look under your inserts. Alright, we'll take a closer look now at these. These are, I believe, the scenario cards, or the countries that you can have invading, which I think is this one, and it shows you the base difficulty. Kind of shows you everything here. This is the, yeah, so these are the scenarios. Or no, yeah. So here's the Tsardom of Russia. This was the Habsburg monarchy. This is the Tsardom of Russia, so Russia invading. And then we have the scenario cards. We have a Despicable Theft. And it's got the stuff on the back there. We have the Elemental Invocation. And the stuff there. And the Great River. Alright. So there's some interesting things there. Two new adversaries, and then some different scenarios to play through. Alright, let's take a thing that's the meat of the game and what I enjoy about it a lot. The different spirits. And as you can see here, this one's the Fractured Days Split the Sky. You can see his growth stuff here, his presence markers, his powers, and then his special rules. And then you can see on the back here a little bit about that spirit, his setup, his play style, to give you an idea of how you should play, which is always really cool. Because, yeah, you could give someone a starter one. Now, this one I wouldn't give them to a starting player, but it kind of gives you a gist on how you should try to play, especially if it's something like this where it's a very high difficulty to play. But you can see, man, he's going to be all about defense utility, which is probably more my play style, actually. Right. Alright. And we got Grinning Trickster Stirs Up Trouble. We have his growth, his presence, his powers, his special rules. And then about him, his setup, his play style. He is a moderate. You can see he uses some of those tokens. We have the Lure of the Deep Wilderness. We got his growth here, presence, powers, and special rules. And then there we go, all that information. That way, if you want to see it, the mini wins move as one. His growth, yeah. I mean, this is a lot. I think the previous expansion only had 2 spirits. This is, well, it's already definitely a lot more than what the previous one had. We have the Shifting Memory of Ages. So this should definitely give a lot of replayability now to the game, so you can see how the different spirits interact with each other. and things you can do with each spirit. And then, of course, all the unique cards that each of these spirits are going to have are going to do something. This is Shroud of Silent Mist. Some of these tracks look interesting on the presence. I feel like a lot more powers, but that could just be my memory being a little wrong and a little wonky, I guess. Then we got the Starlight Seeks Its Form. Oh, this one's all kinds of different. Okay, I just see what they did there. All right, so he's got a kind of a different growth track there. I guess because it's seeking its form. And then you can see his innate powers here. And then his presence track. And his special rules. And then a little bit about that spirit, setup, and playstyle. Very hot question marks. All question marks. I guess because of what form you take. That's what makes sense to me. Alright, Stone's Unyielding Defiance. Very earth elementally. I'm assuming he's got a moderate play. Alright, last two. Vengeance as a Burning Plague, which of course he's very noticeable from the cover. See all of his information there. Man, I'm anxious to play some of these guys. They just look interesting to me. And then Volcano Looming High. He's got a lot of stuff there. Alright, so most of these were moderate. I mean, there were some very highs in there, but all in all, not too much difficulty. What I'm going to be curious about is whether this expansion with its trays can fit the other expansion into it so that I don't have to carry around extra boxes, but we will see. Alright, let's take a look at the cards. Alright, I think I got these kind of what it looks like as I see powers here, and then the other one starts with powers. So let's see. I gotta get these separated out by their different backs. Anyways, these are all the different gods. So we'll separate those out. Oh yeah, I forgot this was supposed to add events, which already has me happy. Kind of like random events, that little wild nature of as much as you got planned out, you may not have it completely planned out. I'll separate the minors and the majors. We got some more fear cards. Some more events. Or these are the events. Haha, there's the events. Not sure what that all means. Those cards are new to me too. Alright, so we have these all laid out. And then we're going to go to the smaller deck first, just because it's faster and simpler. And most of this is going to be re-looking at stuff. This might be stuff that people want to see. I usually try to do the new introductions of the stuff to the game. That way people who don't want to just see all the different powers or different cards can just move on. Not sure these... They look the same on each side, so I'm not sure what these are. Maybe just something that adds something that's a little different. Oh, that one's upside down, of course. Maybe this is a reminder cards. I can see that. Like, yeah, these are probably like, because it makes a reminder on that other thing. Well, these are different. Stage 2. Alright. Alright. We'll try to figure out what those are all about. And then we're going to go through. These are the other new ones I saw. They're called the Aspect cards. Looks like it's the ones from the previous game. Like the base game. Well. Oh, maybe it changed your aspects, because it does say up complexity or lower complexity. So maybe these are powers and stuff. They could change those base guys. That's pretty cool. Once again, talk about that replayability. Other new stuff is the events cards. So we'll kind of flip through them so you can kind of see the events. Wait, these look very familiar. Am I just not remembering event cards? That's probably what happened. Like I said, it has been a couple years since I played the game, and I have slept since then. Definitely gonna get back to the game. As soon as I opened up the premium kit, I knew I wanted to get back into playing the game again. I was like, man, why haven't I been playing this game? It reminded me of everything I wanted to see again. All right, we got some new, still healthy and healthy island cards. Some blighted island, healthy island, blighted island. You know, more of these cards. Alright, and then we'll go through, I think these are just, there's 6 of these, yeah, so these are probably the same, just reference cards for the players. Let's go through the new fear cards. Sorry, I should have done what I said I was going to do on the camera, is go straight to the new stuff that you probably want to see, and then for the people that just want to see the other stuff. Alright, so these are different gods. So we got, don't remember the names of them, but there's the picture, so you can kind of reference. Yeah, I'm not going to remember the gods, the names of the gods anyways. We'll kind of just flip through these. So you can see some of the new powers that go with the starting gods' powers. And sorry, I'm flipping through these pretty quickly. I'm trying to make sure it can be read, but also trying to make it to where if you're just wanting to see the powers, you see something that just looks interesting, you can just pause, check it out. Because I know some people are just wanting to see overall. I mean, they kept the same artwork. That's nice. Same everything it looks like. I mean, I am curious if the balance stays there. I mean, like with these shouldn't unbalance it too much because the deck should still have the same randomness to it. What worries me is these last ones we're going to go through is the minor and the majors, because if they got these off a little bit, I didn't hear anything, so I'm going to assume they got them. Let's flip through the minors first. But also, it's kind of one of those things where as much as I worry about that, I also want more, because it seemed like I played this game so much that I was just seeing the same cards over and over again, going for the same cards that you're used to for your play style, and very rarely I would switch from my play style and take something that was. But I mean, of course, if you're playing to your god, you should be switching and getting cards that just make your god a little bit better because they fit with your god's deck just a little bit more. But yep, and here's the majors. I am excited to get to this. I want to play this a lot now. Maybe I'll play it right now. Got so many games I want to get to the table. Alright. Well, cool. So that was a lot to go through. A lot of different cards. A lot of cool things to see. Thank you for joining us. Have a great day.